It will take you up to the top of the Puy de Dome in about 15 minutes to give you a 360 panoramic view of the dormant volcanoes of the chaîne des Puys. With this ride one of the Volcanoes of the Auvergne tour, we are going to go south, diving straight into the Parc Naturel Regional des Volcans d'Auvergne. And we're going to end this ride near one of the most famous, at least for us, mountains, trees, volcanoes in this area. But first, we have some 220 kilometers, a bit over 130 miles of very nice riding to do, and we should be getting some nice views as well. And of course, we've added some stops for coffee, lunch, and a bit of sightseeing. So, let's go crazy! Chateau Murol. Wow, what a start of this ride. And we could already see our first stop of this ride, Chateau Murol, from afar. You can visit the impressive fortress that offers you a journey back in time with its reconstructed living places and guided tours in costume. They say you will be immersed in the year 1422 at the court of Lord Guillaume du Murol, the lord of the place. Also, if you don't want to visit the castle, it is a nice spot to just stretch your legs for a bit. There is a public toilet on the parking, as there's no toilet in the castle, but also no coffee here. So if you really fancy coffee, you should try the village of Murol. This picturesque mountain town has two names, Besse et Saint-Anastase and Besse en Chandesse. Milk and cheese has been important local commodities for centuries, but now tourism is of greater importance. In winter it's a popular ski resort called Super Besse, and in summer the tourists come for the authentic village and still the cheese. And we are sure that you will find a nice spot to have lunch here. Well, we have passed the Puy de Dome at the most southern part of our ride, and we have been circling around the massif of the Puy de Dome, and we're now approaching the Mont-Dore. And the Mont-Dore is also a ski resort in winter, but on the northern flanks of the Puy de Dome, but it does connect to Super Besse on the southern flanks of the Puy de Dome, where we had lunch. It is also the place where the river Dordogne starts. Both the Dore and the Dogne rise up in those mountains to quickly meet and form the river Dordogne. We also have a delicious Dordogne tour available with the lovely city of Sarlat-la-Canéda as its central point, with two beautiful rides and views on the river Dordogne when it's a bit bigger. as I promised, we're going to end this ride at one of the most famous puys in the area, because we're now at the foot of the Puy de Dome. We're some 10 kilometers, 6 miles outside of Clermont-Ferrand, and the Puy de Dome is listed as a UNESCO World Heritage since July 2nd, 2018. It's a large lava dome and one of the youngest volcanoes in the Massif Central in the Auvergne, with an altitude of 1464 meters, 4,803 feet. The last eruption of the Puy de Dome took place around 5,760 years before Christ, with which the volcano is considered to be extinct, but future eruptions in the area cannot be entirely excluded. The summit can only be reached on foot or by taking the Panoramique des Dômes. It will take you up to the top of the Puy de Dome in about 15 minutes to give you a 360 panoramic view of the dormant volcanoes of the chain des Puys. In July and August the trains go every 20 minutes and otherwise it's every 40 minutes, but we will share the link for more information if you're interested. Because of its 5-kilometer climb with a steady gradient of 10 to 13%, the top of the Puy de Dome has been the finish of a stage of the Tour de France for 13 times, and the last time that the Tour de France passed the Puy de Dome was in 1988. Until 2010, amateur cyclists were allowed to climb the volcano twice every week, but since March 2010 the volcano has been closed for traffic altogether, and only once a year in June a tour has been organized for a maximum of 350 cyclists. The natural park of the Volcanoes truly is something different than all the other mountainous landscapes, and we think perfect for a beautiful crazy ride. Of course, the GPX file will bring you right back to Clermont-Ferrand, to the bike parking at the Place Royale, but we will end this video here. If you are doing this ride, remember to take loads of pictures, and if you are posting on social media, remember to tag us and use the hashtag #CrazyRides, because we want to see you having fun with it. And then we hope to see you on another crazy ride soon. Bye bye! Besides the video on ride 2 of this tour, we also have a separate video on the 6 things to do in Clermont-Ferrand. Keep going crazy now because it's in the middle of your screen. And then we hope that you liked this video, and if you did, please hit that like button, subscribe and hit that bell so you won't miss our next crazy ride.